Alright, hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and today I am here with Yishan McNabb. You won a YCS with Gren Maju, didn't you?
Unfortunately, it was only second place. I lost to my good friend Brian in the finals. But yes, I did do quite well at a YCS with Gren Maju.
Alright, I'm annoyed at myself for misremembering that. I just remembered it being such a cool thing I heard about.
David actually won the next one, which
oh, that's
was
what it was.
Crazy.
It was two of them back to back. I swore that they were both wins.
Yeah.
And they were different too, right? Like one of them was the Golden Castle and one of them was more Super Poly Turbo.
Yeah, I was playing a Golden Castle version. He was playing a Danger, like a pure Danger version. We were both playing Super Poly because it was very, very good at the time.
So if you're not familiar with the series, what happens is I bring on someone who knows how to play a deck very well. He's going to show us how to play Gren Maju in a few games over Yugioh Pro. We're going to do a quick card by card, and then we're going to play a few games, and Yishan's going to tell me what to do, and I'm going to try and be you guys, the audience, and try and ask the questions you might have about the plays we're making, or plays we could make, and the options we have, and so on. But make sure that you go to Yishan's YouTube channel, where he shows all kinds of things. What are you currently showing people? You're working with the Tri-Brigade deck?
Yeah, a lot of people have been coming to my channel for a Lyraless Tri-Brigade deck, which is a great rogue deck. I really do like rogue decks. I mean, Gren Maju is still my favorite deck. It has a special place in my heart. But I'm always trying some rogue decks, and the Lyraless Tri-Brigade one is just the newest, and I'm sure many more to come.
Yeah, so you just came in second place in the remote duel extravaganza in your block with it?
Yep. So I'm going to be playing in the Konami Remote Duel Invitational, which they're streaming, so that should be a lot of fun.
Alright, so everybody make sure you check out Yishan, subscribe to follow up for more information, and maybe in the future we'll do the Tri-Brigade Lyraless deck as a how-to. Alright, so we'll do a quick card by card and then we'll get into the games. So we have 3 copies of Alpha the Master of Beasts, 3 copies of Danger Bigfoot, 3 copies of Danger Thunderbird, 3 copies of Dimension Shifter, 1 copy of Dino Wrestler Pankratops, 1 Eater of Millions, 3 Fairy Tale Luna, 3 Gardala the Mystery Dust Kaiju, 3 Gameciel the Sea Turtle Kaiju, 3 Gizmek Orochi the Serpentron Sky Slasher, 3 Gren Maju Da Eiza, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 copies of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, 1 Monster Reborn, 3 Pot of Desires, 3 Trade-In, and an extra deck of lots of different Exceed monsters, it seems like. 1 Dingirsu, 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, Sky Thunder. I'm not reading these cards anymore like that, that's crazy. 1 Numeron Dragon, 1 Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy, okay. 1 Sanafon the Sky Prison, 1 Pain Gainer, 1 Draglubion, a Nightmare Cerberus, a Nightmare Phoenix, a Relinquished Anima, a number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, along with a number S0 Utopic Zexal. And apparently we're smoke screening into Numerons with 2 Numeron Calling, Numeron Networks, Numeron Walls, Triple Nib, a Red Reboot, and an Evenly Matched. So this isn't like the deck I was expecting you to bring when we were discussing this, but it doesn't mean it doesn't fit the mold of what Gren Maju is, and this is definitely something you would play in the current format, yes? Or...
Unfortunately, Gren Maju is not that great, but if I had to play something in this format, which I always am, I would play something like this, and the reason behind it is, well, at least in my opinion, there are 2 top decks right now. There's Virtual World and Drytron. And Gren Maju is not the type of deck that can afford to play a lot of hand traps because it needs to OTK. And so you play the one that's really, really good in this deck, which is Dimension Shifter. And you have to make some concessions, I feel like, in this format. Like, you can't beat everything. So I decided to go with a Kaiju-heavy package here because against Virtual World players, a lot of times they're not standby phasing VFD, and you can get them. You can get them with the Kaiju if you didn't draw your D-Shifter, or, you know, the more popular version of Drytron right now is the Herald version, not the Vanity's Ruler version. So again, you can get them with the Kaiju there. And then the rest of the deck is the Lunas and the Alphas. They're like a, I like to call this Gren Maju deck Bounce House Kaiju, and it's because the Kaijus tend to go on your opponent's field a lot, then back to your hand, then back onto your opponent's field, and then back into your hand again. So there's a lot of reusing the Kaiju's tricks with the Alpha Master of Beasts and the Fairy Tale Luna. So this deck's a lot of fun when you get to Kaiju your opponent like 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times in a game.
I love Kaijuing people. This sounds like it's going to be a blast. Alright, just thinking if there's anything else worth mentioning that might be different before we get started.
Maybe the Eater of Millions?
Yeah, I was expecting 3 Eater of Millions. It was the first thing that stood out to me.
You can play 3. It's just, unfortunately, in this format, it doesn't help too much against either Virtual World or Drytron. So, but I like it, and I like it especially in this deck because it can use Relinquish Anima to steal Kaiju. So when you're playing this deck, you definitely want to put your Kaijus in the correct zones just in case it comes up that you want to use your Relinquished Anima. So just a note for myself and for the viewers.
Because if you're not familiar with the series, I'm in control, so I will 100% be putting these cards in the wrong zone if we don't discuss it. So we'll be on the lookouts to make sure we don't do that. Alright, I think that kind of covers all the interesting choices for this deck. I imagine the Gardala's in here because Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds is a thing?
Well, okay, so that happens to be a nice benefit of playing Gardala. There are 3 level 8 Kaijus. I think there's Game of Steel, Gardala, and Doggeron. Doggeron has 3,000 attack, which unfortunately means it can't be killed by any danger or alpha. So that's why I just played Gardala, because it has less attack so that I can run it over with my big boys. Yeah.
I see.
And it's level 8, and it's level 8. Very important that it's level 8.
Alright, so that's why it took over for Kumungus, I guess?
Kumungus is level 7.
Yeah.
So...
Alright, so
yep.
Level 8 is more important than low attack, but... I guess it also helps out because it does hit the barrier statue, which
it's nice. Yeah, it actually came up once.
The Tri-Brigade stuff is playing the barrier statue, so that is something I guess we have to look out for. And Dinos play it sometimes as well, right? All right, cool. Let's get into some matches and see how we do.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, so we are waiting.
Okay.
We are on EU competitive. Hopefully, we will play something that's not totally garbage. Looks like our first opponent will be Sean Bork.
All right, so let's hope he makes us go second here, because this deck is not great at going first.
Well, that's one of the benefits of playing this kind of deck. Never mind. It looks like we're going first.
Okay, so that's all right. We'll figure it out. So here we have a classic scenario. We have Desires and Trade-In in our hand. And a lot of people mindlessly Trade-In or Desires first. And in general, I would say general rule of thumb to follow is that you would want to activate Pot of Desires first. And the reason being that in general, you would rather have more options to discard off Trade-In, right? You'd rather be able to see more of your deck. Say, oh, actually, if I draw a little late, I'd rather discard that off Trade-In. So in that sense, it's slightly better Desires first. In this case, it almost has no effect.
Because we drew the best discard?
We drew the best card on the first turn to discard anyway, but just, you know, as a principle, we might as well Desires first. Okay. To stay with the principles. This would have been a very nice hand going second. Okay. So, I mean, now we're going to, we're going to trade in and see what's up. We should also check what we banished, but it doesn't matter because we're going to actually trade in anyway. But it's good practice to check what you banished here. Okay, so let's take a look at our banished pile here. We've got, let's look for important cards like amount of Kaijus. You want to keep track of the number of Kaiju in your deck. Okay, so this is unfortunate. We banished a Gardala. We've got 2 in our hand, which means our slumbers are dead. And we've banished, I think, 3 alphas and 2 lunas. Is that what I counted there? 3 alphas, 2 lunas.
That's a lot. That means Luna has nothing
Crazy.
to search.
Okay, so let's go and let's activate the Thunderbird here. We're going to try to make a rank 8 here to start off the game. We have a good chance of being able to follow up with a Gren Maju on a future turn, depending on what happens.
Doesn't matter if it's attack or defense, but I guess
no, it doesn't matter really. We're just going to overlay with it. Yeah, just put an attack. It's fine. Okay, so D Shifter, not a great draw, but that's all right. We're going to activate the Gizmek here, and you know this deck doesn't like to go first, but you know we have to here. So now we have an option here. We don't know what our opponent's playing. We have 2 options. We have a Hope Harbinger option, or we have Santa Fond, the Sky Prison. Let's see. Okay, so going second, what could he be playing, right? If we're trying to assume that it's meta, are there any decks that really like to go second is what I'm trying to think of in this meta.
Nothing makes sense. I think it's dangerous.
Nothing makes sense. So I might just go for let's see, how safe do we want to be? We have a Gizmek. I might just go for, you know, like a Hope Harbinger and hope for the best. But, you know, if you know what you're playing, Santa Fond might be better. Hard to say. And we can just pass our turn here. It's a good idea to keep dead cards in your hand while our opponent just talk while our opponent's playing, because you have dangers, right? So like this Desires is not very good right now. This D Shifter's not very good, so we might as well keep them in our hand, and maybe the Thunderbird can get rid of them for us.
Sanafon would have prevented us from being able to summon the Gizmek, right?
Sanafon, yes, it would have been preventing us from during the end phase summoning the Gizmek. Dark Ruler no more. What a strange sequence of events, but okay, we'll take it. I mean, over Raptor, okay.
Well, I'm not sure how I feel about any of this. This is a very strange outcome.
Okay.
I feel like he could have just Pankratops, right?
Right. I mean, the Dark Ruler is ensuring that we're not going to die, so I'm actually kind of happy to see it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It just feels like a waste. Does he really want
Right,
to
so now we're going to have to see the end board. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be able to end on 2 interruptions, so we're going to have to maybe rely on the top of our deck a little bit to get a bit lucky. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, so he's going to do the standard dinosaur plays.
Well, Misk plus Baby Cerosaurus is at minimum Dolka or Lagia with the Conductor. Usually an extra Baby Cerosaurus or Petit Pterodon sitting on the field. And,
yeah, he really could have probably OTK'd us this turn, but we're going to take it. So one thing that I'm going to remember from now, though, is that he did activate Dark Ruler no more. So let's remember that. Let's file that away, because if we go first in Game 3, if this makes it to Game 3,
this is bizarre.
We want to probably Zexal in the standby phase because of the fact that he has Dark Ruler in his deck. So
he might not be on Gamma.
Right, he may not be on Gamma, or well, at least we know he has Dark Ruler in his deck, so it's probably a better idea to just do it in the standby phase. So I'm going to file that one away. Okay, so it looks like he's going to actually end on a bunch of negates here. This is going to be pretty tough here. However, all hope is not lost, because if we top deck, actually no, he has Conductor and Pankratops. That's going to be tough, but we won't give up hope here. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to think of the outs that we could draw here. It's looking pretty grim, but we have some dangers, so I'm not going to give up yet here. Dangers always are giving us extra draws. Okay, so here comes the Dragoon. He's going to pop our dude here. Not too surprising, but he activated Dark Ruler. So yeah, I think he easily could have OTK'd us if he didn't activate Dark Ruler, but maybe he forgot that it has a damage restriction. I don't really know.
Yeah, maybe he thought he needed to resolve a spell that badly.
Yeah, so let's not Gizmek in the end phase here, because, I mean, he's just going to negate it, and then he gets a negate next turn anyway, so there's really no point. We'd rather try to get all the negates. Okay, so Bigfoot's an interesting draw. So we have 11 cards in our deck. Let's keep that in mind here. So it looks like we are going... Oh, there's so many negates here.
I don't think we can win this game, but...
The problem is the Dolka is very strong, and this Harpy's Feather Duster is very useless. So let's see. Okay, so our out here is Gren Maju. Can we check our... We have no Gren Majus banished, right? So we actually have a decent shot at finding one, I think.
Well, we just banished 8, but I don't think we hit one.
All right, so we have 3 Gren Majus. So we actually have a decent shot. Now the question is, we need to get rid of both the Conductor and the Pankratops somehow here.
Well, we can threaten... We can Kaiju the Pank, and then we can threaten the Dolka with battle.
Right. So there's a few questions that I have here. The question is, I think we might have to go for the Dolka here and hope that our dangers can give us a sense of hope. Because then we might be able to make like a Dingirsu and force out some more negates that can turn off the Pankratops and send the big guy. And if worse comes to worse, we can actually just make a Zeus.
All right.
So yeah, let's kaiju the Dolka here. I think that's our only shot. And let's start revealing our dangers here and see what happens.
I mean, these particular cards don't demand a response.
Okay, so he negates, which is interesting. That's fine.
Oh, he is on Gamma. That's important to know.
Okay, so on Gamma and Dark Ruler. All right, let's go ahead and reveal the next danger. See what happens. Okay, chances. We have chances.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a good draw.
The question is, could we get into a ding from here?
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, perfect. So let's okay, he's gonna pop that. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be tough here. So we're gonna try to go for the ding and hope that he doesn't book everything. So let's special the Gizmek first. Okay, so we have 2 cards left. Let's check our deck real quick here. Okay, so he's got it all. He's got it all covered. Oh man, this is close though. If we actually had one more level 8 here, this would be like another danger for some reason. We would be able to go into a Dingirsu and actually make a Zeus and have a shot. But it looks like we're gonna be out of gas here, so we can probably concede this one. Yeah, but it was actually closer than it looked. And we had to go first this game, so that's all right. You know, it does happen. You know, people are gonna play going second deck. So okay, how do we want to approach this game too? The truth is that okay, so Dolka is a pretty scary card.
Most of his stuff will be unaffected by Nibiru.
Right, Nib is not that great against dinosaurs. It doesn't look like he's playing much back row, so I might cut the Harpy. That's like the first cut I'm seeing. I'm tempted to bring in an evenly matched, at least for the Harpy Duster. I know that's better than the Harpy, so I'm definitely going to bring in one evenly matched here, just because they end on Dolka a lot. I mean, he is ending on like Dragoon plays, but that's okay. We can Kaiju evenly. Evenly's got some aspect. At least it's better than Harpy's Feather Duster. And I'm looking for other cards to take out here, but I think everything else is pretty solid in this matchup.
Right, so you're happy going second like this?
Yeah, I think I'm happy going second. We're definitely, if we're going to go first game 3, we're definitely going to want to bring in the Numeron engine in some shape or form. So, but we can run this deck back and go second this time, because that was unfortunate. But hey, it is what it is. So we got some nice mix of Kaijus, Gizmek, so we'll see how good his first turn board is. Okay, so
well, it looks like he's gonna.
They always have Oviraptors, so but that's you gotta expect that, right? You gotta expect that. There's too many Oviraptors in the deck.
Well, at least we have more level 8s than before.
Right, we have more level 8s, and we have a Kaiju, so we should be doing a little bit better. And we get the first battle phase. That's huge, because we get to break his board. So, and we're good at doing that.
And even if he was playing the barrier statue version, we actually have the out for that as well. But I don't think that's the game plan.
We do. Okay, so let's see what he does here. He probably knows he's going first if he's an experienced player, and so he might be prepared for it as well. So we'll have to see. Okay, so he's doing his standard dinosaur plays, and he has a baby Ceratosaurus. Okay, this is going to be rough. This is definitely at least what's it called?
It's Dolka Conductor.
2 interruptions. Dolka Conductor, but that's okay. We can deal with that at least. So, and Link Karibo. That's actually adds a level of annoyance, because we could have just, like, for example, Kaiju the Conductor attacked over the Dolka. So he could also go for a. Okay, no, he's gonna go for this. The question. Oh yeah, he also has this. Pretty good. Pretty good board. If we can break it, though, we're going to do pretty well for ourselves. So anything is possible, but he has a good board, so...
Now,
he's gonna go.
We have the opportunity to activate in the end phase the Gizmek to potentially get a second summon out of it.
Yeah, so this is an interesting... we're going to have to actually really consider this. Depending on what happens here. He may be very tempted to Dolka the Gizmek, which could be good for us. But let me see here. I'm leaning right now towards... Ooh, this is hard to say.
It increases the odds of Gren Maju itself becoming a useful out.
Yes, it does. However, Gren Maju is pretty good right now anyway. Wow, this is a pretty impressive board by this guy. This is where evenly might be really nice. So I'm going to say no for a few reasons. And the biggest one is that we have a danger in our hand. I'd like to add an extra chance for our danger to be good. Trade-in is actually a fantastic draw here.
But if we activate Trade-in and get negated, we will have less cards for our danger. Unless we use our danger.
That's okay, because he's going to have to either negate twice or negate In fact, he's probably going to have to negate the Danger Bigfoot with the Dragoon. So yeah, we definitely, I'm definitely wanting to Gamma Seal that that Dolka because we don't have our heart out for it, and that's the most annoying one. So now I would love to trade in the Gizmic, but I think right here we actually want to trade in the Bigfoot here because of its popping potential. So he's gonna have to spend a lot on the gates here actually. And he can't really afford to negate this trade-in if he unless he wants to lose. Then it's fine to negate the trade-in. Okay, so he's pretty smart. So we draw 2 cards. Perfect. Now we're going to use that Bigfoot effect to go and pop that Conductor.
Now, there's one reason I'm considering that might not be the play. Because we have the Pankratops that can out the Conductor. And we could potentially pop the Kaiju so that we can Kaiju him again.
That it actually is a possibility. So okay, let's walk through this. We don't actually want him if he we can kaiju him again. So that's an actually okay. So let's walk through the scenarios. This is actually good practice. So okay, if we try to pop the Conduct, okay, so he can negate the pop either way, right? So okay, in both scenarios, if we negate the pop, it doesn't matter.
Would he negate the pop of a kaiju? Then we can kaiju the Dragoon, and then Pankratops can kill the Conductor.
Right. Okay. So okay. Yeah. Let's walk through it. So if we pop the Conductor, and he doesn't negate it, then what's our plan for follow up here? That's a good question. So we have a Gizmic, which he could negate with Dragoon. That would actually be pretty annoying. So I'm actually trying to let's go with your option then. If we pop the Kaiju. And then we kaiju the Dragoon, and then Pankratops pop the. You know, I think your play is pretty solid here. Actually, I actually like we have 3 kaijus in our hand. If we can make
a way to use them all, also.
Yeah, we have a way to use them all. So actually, you know, I think you're actually right. I think it's actually correct to target the kaiju. That's a really good catch, actually, Benji. I'm sort of, I would say, well played. That's actually the right play, I think. Right. Okay, so he lets it go through. Perfect. So now let's continue with your play. Let's kaiju his Dragoon. Actually, that was really, really well done. Very impressive. Okay, so now, again, we continue with your play. We got our Pankratops to special and pop the pop that stupid thing.
Now, if he has Misk, none of this mattered.
It is what it is.
Well, because he's activating it.
Now we're definitely going to change.
It definitely matters.
Okay, perfect. So now we can special summon out a Kaiju. And since he took 2,000 from his Verde Anaconda, 9,000 attacking into it should be game. So let's special out the Gizmic. Perfect. And then we can overlay for the number 97 Dragloob. Oh, he has a Nibiru. We've summoned 5 times? Wow.
Well, we gave him 2 kaijus.
Okay. It is what it is. Let's check his graveyard then real quick here. So we have a big token. That's all right. We went through a lot of stuff here. There's no Misk in the graveyard, right? That's what I'm really worried about. Okay, no Misk.
But if he has one in hand or an Oviraptor, he has it anyway.
Okay, so, I mean, this is okay for us here. So I guess we just pass and hope that he doesn't have much follow-up.
I think he might have Pill. Did he use Pill?
I think he used the Pill because there's a Link Creepo banished.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot. You know what it is? The build of my Dino deck doesn't play the Giant Rex, so I was a little confused because it's like 1 card short in here from what I was expecting. So the Giant Rex went back into his graveyard. Okay, I guess we're passing.
Yeah. So we're passing and hoping that he doesn't have Oviraptor or Misk, basically.
Or another Conductor.
So we'll see what happens.
Pill. Either one. Oops. All of these things out this.
It's annoying, but passable. Conductor is annoying, but it's really the level 4 that we're worried about if we're trying to grind with him. Okay, so if he has a level 4, we're basically screwed.
If he did, he would have probably... If he had Misk, he would have probably activated it before. And if he had Ovi, he would have probably summoned it before. Either way.
Well, because we... Okay. Cerberus, sure. I mean, that's using more cards. So...
Well, I mean, he's going to do more damage this way.
Oh, Okay, he's getting some damage, but we're not dead. That's the key factor here.
And I think that Imperm would have been more useful for him.
Yeah, that Imperm would have been more useful. It seemed like a waste of a card here. Let's take both here because we're gonna definitely want to end phase Gizmek here. So because that's gonna force out his conductor in the main phase, and then we can just literally flip our card back up. So this will be nice. Yep, so definitely an end phase Gizmek here. So this is good. And then let's take a look at our banished too. Let's see what's going on when we get the chance.
Oh, that's a problem.
Not a great draw from us, but hey, it is what it is. Actually, it's actually a fine draw, actually.
Well,
so,
we can only use one effect.
Right, so I'm thinking we can actually kaiju the ultimate conductor, special Gizmek from our hand, and then try to go for that rank 8 again. The Dragoon play we were hoping for last turn. I mean, if he has... This is only 1, 2, 4 summons, so this should still be okay. But maybe we can punish him for using his infinite impermanence, getting rid of it like that, so...
Alright, so Draglubion?
Yeah, Draglubion here, perfect. And then, so actually, I would say you summon an attack, which is not that big a deal in this case, but it's good practice if you're going to use this effect to summon it in defense because it can't attack.
It's not a card I've ever used.
Yep, so that's just a tip to all the viewers out there. And he's going to surrender. Okay, so he knows what our deck does. Interesting. So this guy's got some experience. Okay. So we're going to go for a game 3. This is going to be interesting. So, okay, we're definitely bringing in the Numeron engine. This is our big thing. Okay, let's take out the Evenly. That's really bad going first. Let's take out the Eater. That's also pretty bad going first. And Pankratops is very nice in this matchup, though, even going second. We have to find 6 cards to cut. So we have a few options here. We have... okay, well, D-Shifter is pretty effective against dinosaurs, so I want to keep it in. The Kaijus are also effective, but we're also going second, right? We have to remember that we're going second. So here is like a thing I grapple with, is if you're going first, is it correct to keep in Dimension Shifter? Part of me sometimes says no, because like there are so many draw cards that like trade in Desires, Dangers, that if we draw into the D-Shifter, it's sort of useless.
I think we should cut it.
Yeah, so I'm also the fan of cutting it, so let's cut the D-Shifters. Okay, so we've got 3 cards left.
This isn't live often.
Yeah, especially going first. Let's go one of each of the Kaijus down. And if we can hopefully open our Numeron, and then 1 Slumber, to sort of slim down our Kaiju package. And we just sort of hope that we draw our Numeron, our Numeron network. So, okay. Here.
I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I think we're good. We're going to have to decide if we do get to Zexal, if we go standby phase Zexal or not.
Well, he's playing all the outs, so this might have just been...
He's playing both. So I think we just go standby phase anyway and hope. But okay. All right. So we'll see what he does. He probably knows that he's going second, so we'll have to see. The nice thing about Neurons is it can't be ashed. Very nice, actually.
Well, I don't think he'd be on a Kaiju, so maybe we should wait, because unless he opens Imperm Gamma, we're good, right?
Right, he also has Imperm. So you're right, actually, we know he has Imperm in his deck, so let's see. Imperm and Gamma, and Dark Ruler. So actually, you're probably right, because we know that he has Imperm and Gamma. That's 2 to 1, basically, right? That's a 2-to-1 reason to wait. So I guess you're probably right. We should probably wait. He actually might cut the Dark Ruler anyway from his deck because it's not that great. This is the bad Numeron spell, right? Unfortunately.
Well, that means we can't banish it with our Pot of Desires.
Actually, I think we can hard activate it, right?
Even as long as we have the field spell. So
yeah. So we just let's go Desires and hope we draw the field spell. That's basically the point of this side deck. Okay, that is not what we had hoped for. So let's take a look at our banish then. So we drew 2 brick and banished at least 2 field spell.
I think we banished 2 of the Gardalas, so the Slumbers are dead again. We banished all 3 alphas.
Okay, I mean, it happens, it happens. So we have a few options here. If he's opening good, there's nothing we can do, basically, at this point. And so my temptation is to just set one of these, set one of these useless spells and just pass, and see if he maybe opens bad, or we can survive from an OTK from this Gizmek. So he might be afraid of aggro.
He can run right into the Gren Maju?
Unfortunately, yeah, I think it's so easy. If he's not summoning Conductor, he's not going to OTK us anyway. So I think there's really not a great reason to set the Gren Maju, because if he's not summoning Conductor, he's probably not OTKing us anyway. So I want to keep it as our chance for winning the game next turn. So I'm just going to hope he didn't open very well. And, I mean, it's unlikely because it's Dinosaur, and like I said, there's so many ways, just any Misk or any Overraptor, and it's going to be it's going to be trouble for us. Okay,
well,
so
it is a 2-card combo, but it is 2 of several 3-ofs.
Right. Actually, yeah. So I mean, it's going to be tough, but we try our best. Yeah, he just needs a Baby Ceratosaurus in his hand. So unfortunately, if these were the Numeron, the other Numeron cards, we would have actually been doing pretty well in this game. But they're not, so it does happen. Like, you can see the power of the Numeron side deck. We activate the Numeron, we stun him for a turn, and then we simply can just kill him. So, okay, let's see. Does he have the Baby Ceratosaurus? The biggest question.
Because it is possible he just pops his other Oviraptor and searches.
Right, he can pop something silly, but if he... Okay. Well, listen, it happens, right? I mean, this is Yugioh, so
yeah.
We're basically giga screwed.
Well, what are the odds we live with the Gizmek? I guess 0, because he's going to do Dragoon, right? And then if we summon it early...
It's basically 0. Yeah, it's basically 0.
All
right. He went Petite. Oh, he's going to pop. Okay.
Sure. I don't know why anyone ever goes into the Petite, because, I mean, maybe he wants the Pankratops that badly to pop this set Numeron calling.
He wants to pop the background, which maybe, I mean, maybe will save us. Unlikely, but possible. So.
Well, I'm thinking, like, if we summon Gizmek early, it just gets popped by Dragoon, and then we take
right. But and if we just have to hope that he's too scared of the back rows or something. And
maybe he sided out the Dragoon package. I guess that's possible.
Right. It's possible. It's possible that he sided out the Dragoon package going second.
Because if we get to battle phase and he doesn't have the...
He plays blind second with Dragoon, so it's pretty unlikely that he sided it out.
I mean, I'm feeling good about this now, because I feel like this sequence doesn't make sense.
Right, we're going to have to see here. Okay, that's a good sign.
Oh, never mind.
He has the Giant Rex in his hand, I see. I mean, Giant Rex can't attack directly.
And Pankratops can't attack at all.
Right, okay, so let's do some... We don't want to let him pop his baby, right? If we summon out Gizmek, that lets him pop his baby, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay,
no matter what, we're waiting for the end phase. We're probably just going to be baiting the Dulka a couple of times with the Gizmek and building up banished cards, and then Kaijuing the Conductor. But then there's Link is a problem.
Yeah, hopefully, I can't believe he didn't use the... I thought for Pankratops he was definitely going to pop the back row, which is why I set it out there. But if he keeps the Pankratops as well, it's going to be a problem. So 23, maybe he doesn't know that the Pankratops can't attack. I mean, maybe that's what it is.
I would imagine he's playing pretty well.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well. He's no slouch for sure. So he's not doing bad at all.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I see. See. Well, sometimes they have it, and that's just, it is what it is. Okay, so now he's gonna pop. Okay, it's a little bit late. Okay, so maybe we like hope he forgets to
the Dulka. No, I think we can safely surrender now.
Yes, we can safely surrender.
All right.
Okay, so I mean, hey, it is what it is.
All right. Let's see if we can get in one more match.
Okay.
All right, getting ready for match number 2. Nothing else happened. Our opponent played through their own turn and then disconnected, so we're not going to include that in the replay. Nothing of interest was mentioned. Alright. Phantoms. Interesting name. What will they do? Well, we won the dice roll, so I guess we're going second.
Mm-hmm.
That's the benefit of playing these going second decks. You almost always get to go second.
except for the weird times they're playing on YGO Pro and they make you go first. Okay, so we have an Eldritch deck, which is not an easy matchup, but not, you know, not hard anyway. It depends on the kind of Eldritch deck here. Some conquistador action.
Oh,
the biggest problem is it's hard to grind with. He's playing Kaijus, and what was that last card he revealed?
Evil Eye Surzeal.
Evil Eye, okay. Cool.
It's a trap stun deck.
Okay.
Now so this guy, if he's equipped with the Evil Eye of Selene, once per turn he can destroy a special summon monster. Like he's a Dryden for special summons.
Okay. And then does the Selene do anything if it's sent to the graveyard?
He can banish an Evil Eye spell or trap to set it, so he can activate it again. He can only control one, and I think every time he activates an Evil Eye effect, this equip spell gives him 500 attack points, and let's see, it does something else. I think he has to destroy a card he controls during the next standby phase if he used the effect to pop.
Yeah, I think that's the one from the monster. Okay, so I guess we're definitely not Gizmecking here because he's just going to pop it.
Well, if we Gizmek now, he has to pop one of his cards. If we can trick him into popping us early. But we could also just Kaiju him.
I think probably it's just best to just Kaiju him. So yeah, let's just start with that then.
Or maybe we should Desires. Like, I guess there is a counter trap that their deck does play. So if he has the Eye, he might be able to counter trap us.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we're gonna be able to Kaiju like a few times this turn, so I don't mind just Kaijuing right off the bat.
Here, a Kaiju for you.
Great, and then I guess okay. So we have a few options here actually. I'm tempted to summon the Luna first, just to make sure we get another one in our hand. That way we also reduce our chances of drawing into a Luna. And I like that because I think it's going to be pretty difficult to OT game through 4 sets this turn. So let's just go with the Luna. Perfect. And then, yeah, we're good here. Perfect. All right, now we can go for that Desires and see what's cooking. Okay, so let's check our Banished real quick here. Okay, so we can plan around for this Gren Maju. 1 Godarla. Okay, 1 Godarla. Okay. So, I mean, I'm tempted to just reveal Bigfoot here and see what happens next.
Oh, he plays Gamma Seal. We saw it off his duality.
Yes, he does. That's
relevant.
Something to remember. Actually, yeah, it's true. So yeah, let's just Bigfoot here and see what happens. Oh, nice discard. Okay, so unfortunately, this is not the great time. So okay, we're guessing he's got a pop, right? I mean, if you want, we can just go. So he probably has the pop and the special. I mean, if he doesn't have both, then we're in pretty good shape. So I'm
Lord
tempted.
Is in hand, right? What did he search before? No, he searched.
He searched the
conch. So he has the pop. He probably has the special.
He has the conch. Right. So I mean, we can just go with like a Gizmek Engrave here and try to overlay and see if we can get him into doing something.
All right. Maybe he'll react before we make a ding at least.
Right.
Not saying ding is the best play, but
okay, no reaction at all. That's interesting. So I mean, we have
might be dead.
Yeah, we have a few options here. Slumber's we it's a little bit awkward right now. I mean, I'm tempted just to go for a ding and see what happens here. He might have like a solemn, which is like really does hurt, but you know, let's just go with a ding and see what happens here.
Sending something away, but what will it be? I mean, he should be prompted to use at least the summon from deck effect.
Right, because we're probably going to go after a mystery back row if he doesn't. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's fine. So I'm tempted just to send a... I guess it's either the Lord or a mystery back row here.
Well, if we send the Lord, then the pop can't come up, but we don't really care about the pop while we control a ding.
We sort of do, because we're going to want to go into Zeus, is my guess.
Oh.
So let's send... Let's just send the Lord. Okay, let's just send the Lord. That way the pop won't come up. Okay.
Alright.
Should
we attempt to bounce to run him out of his Gamma Seal, at least?
Yeah, let's try and bounce and see what happens.
I mean, odds are he'll just let it go. I mean, let his Gamma Seal go. Alright.
Okay, so that's alright. We can just enter battle. Attack. And then let's go main phase 2. Set up our pain gainer here so we can get an extra material on the Zeus.
Not too familiar with pain gainer.
Basically, yeah, his effects come up every once in a while, but basically most of the time it's just an extra material so we can get a 2 material Zeus. Okay.
Should we send it away now or wait till next turn?
Let's wait, because there's no threat of a pop right now, and let's try to wait as long as we can on this Zeus.
We can make him pay 8.
So, yeah, he's gonna pay 8. Okay, so I guess that happened.
Yeah, he didn't.
So we got rid of one. We got rid of one in his deck. Draconic Diagram. This is a wild deck. I like it.
Seems like the kind of stuff I'd play.
That's all right though. It's not too bad. We've got a Gizmek. We've got plays. And hopefully he just doesn't have another. Oh, he's gonna be able to get a Lord out, but we can Kaiju the Lord. So I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, the Scarlet Signal is just gonna get another one of those traps that we don't really care too much about. This is the one that banishes.
Yeah, but he won't be able to use it yet.
Alright, so we're probably going to want to Gizmek in the end phase just to avoid our thing getting banished, but... Okay, so what, he probably has Dynamite Knight in his deck? What's the best thing to search off this?
I don't know. I'm really unsure. I would imagine Dynamite or Ignis or Majesty Maiden. I've seen like a virtual world deck that actually plays Mariamne, the True Draco Phoenix, and I forgot the Earth one's name. Drayeth?
He's got like it looks like he has a few targets. Okay. So another option last turn instead of going for the Zeus might have been just to push for damage. Oh, he's just going to go for a trap. Interesting.
I think he's just going to pop our card by sending it to grave with Golden Lord.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay. He sends another Golden Lord.
I mean, it's preferable for us for him to just pop our guy. That way, because if he sends one of these, he can get access to ensure Lords on field next turn. Because we can just Kaiju it in attack position, summon Maju, and punch him.
Right, so we're just more worried about him having 2 Lords. Okay, so what is he going to pop here? I mean, if he pops our Luna, we might as well chain it to try to bounce the Lord back to his hand. Well, because he's going to be able to set a Scarlet, unfortunately.
Well, he targeted Luna, so bounce Lord.
Yeah, let's try. He might only run 2, so.
Well, he might send it to grave. Is it in there? Oh, it is.
I think there's 2 in there. Yeah, or there's 1 in there. Okay, so nice. We save our Luna too.
Well, he could use Lord to send the Gamma Seal now.
which you know I'm okay with.
Oh no, that's a bad thing. We don't want him to have access to the Scarlet.
I mean, he's gonna have Scarlet no matter what. He has one in his grave. He already had one in his
I
grave.
didn't see that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So do we end phase? The Gizmek? Because I feel like there's a chance that the only way to win this game, as silly as it sounds, is to set the Gren Maju and see if he attacks it.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking here, we know that we can try to force out his Scarlet with a Sanafond, which would be pretty neat, actually, because I don't think he has another one in his deck. So, ooh, it's hard to say. I'm going to go with, let's just go with yes here. Let's just go with yes here. It's a little risky, but okay, it's called by the grave. Interesting. Well, that makes our decision for us easy. Okay, so we know he has Sanguine.
I think our only play is to set this, because it set this or summon this.
Well, can that thing can pop face downs, right?
It can't.
Trap? Can it pop? It can't? Okay, then let's just set it then. And then maybe we can get a situation where we have 2 Gren Majus.
Well, if he attacks into it, he's dead.
Oh, right, he is.
I mean,
isn't too surprising. Oh, yeah, we definitely had to Gizmek during the end phase because he had that banish. Oh no, did he? Maybe he sent the banishing trap card. I lied.
All right.
Okay, that's not an out though, right? That's only pop special summon monster.
There is a possible out. The possible out is he has to diagram into
for
a trap and then summon the other lord. But there's no way to know if he has that.
Crazy deck here, crazy deck. Alright, so here he goes.
Please don't be a trap. It's not a trap.
Okay. Maybe he sees the lethal in his eyes and is going to go for it.
Tunnel vision is good for us. I mean, he could also add Lord to his hand and then send our set to the grave, but we have 8,000, so there are reasons why he wouldn't do this. I've won a few games by setting Gren Maju before. Yes, game!
Oh my god, is he actually going to do it? Let's see.
And he attacked with the tiny one.
I mean, either one. Well, we're definitely going to have to use this game with the video. This is too good, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so we have an interesting side deck to see. Okay, let's see.
I think he's going first.
He might still go first, although if he's smart, he should go second.
Oh, well, he ran away.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what he's doing. All right. Okay, so it looks like we're going to try and get in one more match since our opponent got a little annoyed. They're probably wondering, you're taking your time to commentate and record a video when your play is set Gren Maju pass. I mean, it was a different turn.
Yeah, it was a different turn, and maybe maybe his mom's like, hey, it's time for dinner, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we can give him the benefit of the doubt.
Who knows? Who knows?
I've been surprised by all these things before. Alright, go in second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look.
Alright, so, if Slumber is good, then this hand is really, really good. Okay, Slumber's not bad, at least, in this matchup. Looks like he's probably for
I'm really tempted to try and make him negate desires to use it twice. I don't know. I'm
yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, it's probably best to start with a Slumber because,
of course,
you want it to be live, and getting rid of a spell in their hand can usually be pretty nice because a lot of times they don't have many spells in their hand. So yeah, the only thing in this matchup I always worry about is, do they have Alistar and Nadir Servant? That's basically the only thing you really like. Okay, I can deal with Alistar and the Nadir or Nadir Servant separately, but if they have both, it can be pretty rough to deal with both.
I mean, I'm surprised that he's playing this at all. I still feel like Almirage, Secure Garden might be better. Because you get to keep the Almirage engraved if you want to play Maximus.
Right. It's okay, he's gonna go Desires. Alright. I like it. I like it. A man after my own heart. Okay. So here comes the indication, shuffling it back. All right. Okay, so we have a few options here, but he's got 6 in hand. Really? All right. I mean, I would still lead off with a Slumber.
All right. What are the odds he has no spell and no Ash?
He probably has an Ash, is my guess. But
well, yeah. That's actually preferable because now he could potentially negate Desires.
Right, and then also we have this Slumber to use to grab a Kaiju later. Now, okay, let's think about this here. But let's just Desires. Let's just Desires.
I really want to try and resolve 2 and then just draw Gren Maju.
That would be the dream.
Well, we can do it.
All right, so that's all right. So what, we know he has Alistair in hand here. I mean, I think, why don't we special summon out an Alpha? And then let's go trade in discarding a Bigfoot to put some pressure on him here.
Well, the problem with this is, I would think you would definitively negate that. Oh, looky, we win.
Well, okay. Now we have to activate the Bigfoot here, targeting his Mechaba. And I mean, I either just let this go through, or
I mean, if he lets it go through, we definitively win.
Well, it's only 7,000 on board.
Well, we'll potentially get another Bigfoot.
Right, so we have to go a 1 and 4. Okay, so what does he discard here? Let's see what he's playing. Try to figure this out here. Is that a Shaddoll Dragon?
Yeah, it was a Shaddoll Dragon.
Okay. So I say we trade in away our Alpha here to see if we can get like a cheap Gizmech, or something like that. No. Okay, let's take a. How much do we have banished?
11.
Or let's see. I mean, sorry. What do we have banished? I guess is
I'll start over here and just move slowly.
So we have 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Godarla. All right, so we're fine here. Okay, so we have a few options here. I'm tempted. So. I'm tempted to just normal the Gren and reveal the Bigfoot and hope for the best. Oh, we already activated Bigfoot. Yeah, okay, let's just normal Gren.
Well, it means we have to hit.
We just have to hit it. I mean, sometimes we miss, but...
Hey, we did it.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, that's nice. Good. Because this can go to 35 off the Alistair. Or we can trade him again.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking here, do we
right?
have lethal here? Not quite, huh? Even if we go with like a Dingirsu, we don't have lethal. I'm tempted to trade in it just to see if we can draw like a Gizmech. A Gizmech is for sure lethal. We've only summoned 3 times. Yeah, let's just trade in it and see if we can grab something good. Draw through our whole deck here.
Well, we're in the same spot.
All right, we're in the same spot. So I would say here that we're probably just going to try to play for next turn. So we can either make a rank 8 or we can... Let's see, are there any good rank 8s? I feel like there's not that many. I mean, Hope Harbinger is okay, but I'm tempted for the video to set up for next turn. So I kind of want to Kaiju him, bounce it back with the Alpha, and just attack directly. Oh!
Was that the wrong play?
We can actually go for a...
Bigfoot, right?
We could go bounce the Bigfoot, try to summon the Bigfoot back, and then make a level 9, or I mean a Draglubian, number 97 Draglubian, but that has a pretty decent chance of. Oh, we have 4. We all have 4. It's a 1 and 4. I mean, sure, let's go for it. screw it. If he has Nibiru, he has Nibiru, right? Let's try to bounce back our Bigfoot and that Kaiju.
Well,
And then
if
we
he
can
had
go.
Nibiru, he's probably getting us on the next play anyway, right?
Yeah, it's getting us anyway. This is our. We summoned 4 times. Like, I was tempted to just bounce back the Kaiju with the Alpha and play for next turn, but it is what it is.
Well, let's just live dangerously.
Let's live dangerously.
I mean,
hey,
he
we're
can
playing
Gamma
Gren
now if he thinks he needs to.
Right, and in that case, that's not even that bad for us either. So
We did it.
we did it. Okay, so now we can just attack.
No,
The Alpha
we can't attack directly with this, right?
But let's go to battle phase anyway because we drew a Gizmek.
Should we summon it before battle phase? I know we can get Nibiru, but if we summon it in battle phase and he summons Gamma, we can't beat him, right?
That's fine. That's fine. We should still be very, very close to beating him because we can. Yeah, we'll still win if it's Gamma. Actually, not quite. But it's okay. Let's just go battle phase. I think it's safer.
Oh, he's thinking.
Oh, he's thinking. Okay, so we can't do anything. Oh, what happened? Oh, he must have. Oh, he really has a Nibiru. Maybe I should have just played it safe, but I wanted to live dangerously.
Even if we played it safe, it wasn't going to be amazing. I mean, what we're going to have? A defense position Dingirsu?
No, we were gonna have Alpha and the Kaiju in our hand for next turn.
Oh, so we would have just held this, I guess?
Right, we would have left that on the battlefield, put him down to like 600 or something. Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll take a concession.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to think about a concession, sure.
Well, a rage quit.
A rage quit. Okay.
All right. I guess that will end here. People are probably frustrated with running into Gren Maju's in defense position and some other silly things. Let's go back to the deck list and see if there's something that didn't come up we should mention. All right. All right, Yishan, any thoughts or additional things worth mentioning that didn't come up before that we didn't think of?
Yeah, I would say if you're, a new player or you're playing with players that are more casual, this is a great, fantastic deck. And I would even cut the dimension shifters from your deck if that's the case. If you're playing with like casual players, cut that D shifter, throw in like 2 extra eaters, maybe like something that's good, maybe some tech choice that you want to play. So if your local is not too heavy on the meta, not too heavy on the combo, boom, yeah, throw in some eaters, get all out aggression, because you'll notice that I'm actually not the biggest fan of D-Shifter, but I feel like right now, in the meta, it's a little bit of a necessity. But like, for example, some of those games, if the D-Shifter wasn't eater, we might have had a pretty good shot at winning. So definitely, I would say, if you're in a meta game that's not too competitive, definitely just throw in some extra eaters, that sort of thing. Yeah, this deck, it worked pretty well. I think you could see the power of it when you got to go second. It has so much like follow up after follow up after follow up. It seems like sometimes. So it's a lot of fun to play.
Oh yeah, I definitely had a blast. It didn't feel like, I mean, an OTK deck sometimes feels like it has limited options. It's like attack, attack, attack. But I felt like we had some degree of play and options of what we can do.
Right. I mean, I think that Kaiju line that you thought about popping the Kaiju against the Dinosaur player was great. I will say that, as a tip for all new players, Gren Maju is a deck primarily about sequencing, because unlike most modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks where you can basically, it's like about a choice of like what to search or what to special, or like, I can search anything in my deck, I can special anything I want for my extra deck. Gren Maju, you're more constrained to the cards you draw, so a lot of it's about sequencing. So, really focus on the order you're playing your cards when you're playing this deck.
All right. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap this up. Everyone make sure you check out Yishan's channel. We may be back with Tri Brigade Lyrilusk. Obviously, you got to take the secret sauce to the remote duel extravaganza, so everyone make sure you hit the subscribe button here and on Yishan's channel as well for follow-ups with his progress on that, or if you have questions about this deck, or maybe your own builds, or if you have your own suggestions, leave those in the comments. Any parting words, Yishan?
No, that's it. Thanks for having me on. Subscribe, comment, like. See you guys next time.
All right, pleasure to have you. All right, and that's it.